If you clicked on this video, then real estate is something that you're definitely interested in, specifically the city of Peterborough. Now, hold on to those house keys and don't be rushing out the door too quick, because today we're gonna be talking about that buzz. And you guessed it, the real estate buzz of those falling house prices. Or is it actually falling? Let's find out in today's video. Before you hit that pause button or fast forward, just wait a minute. Trust me, in today's video, you do not want to miss this. We're gonna be talking about days on market, which means how long a house is sitting on the market before it's sold, the average house price in the city of Peterborough. Are housing prices actually going up? Is it a doom or gloom situation? Let's find out. Grab your favorite snack, some popcorn, a cozy blanket, sit down with your phone or put it on the big screen, why not? And now, let's do this. Welcome, my name is Carrie Brockhurst and I'm a local real estate agent right here in the city of Peterborough. I get texts, calls, emails from people just like yourself watching this video. If you're looking to move to Peterborough or the surrounding area, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. Also, if you want to sell your home, I'm your girl. Now, I'm sure you don't want to hear me blabbering. Let's get into it. Now, if you've been following the news and the headlines, you know what's happening all over pretty much Ontario right now. So do those headlines sound familiar to you? Otherwise, you might live under a rock, and that's okay too. If you want to get some real data, grab your notepad. Today, let's look at the micro markets. So Peterborough County has a lot of different cities around it, and it's super important to look at all of those individually rather than a whole. First up, City of Peterborough. One thing that we want to look at is the days on market. You will not believe the speed at which a home sells. And by speed, I definitely mean a speed of a sloth. We're seeing homes priced appropriately, marketing is done appropriately, and it's a beautiful home that truthfully is just not selling. And I get asked all the time, why? And honestly, I don't have a crystal ball for that answer. So right here on your screen, you can see the city of Peterborough. This is October stats. The sales were 66, so 66 homes actually sold in the city of Peterborough with an average sale price of $560,000. Last year, at this time, we had 111 sales with a $621,000 average asking price. But what's super important to have a look at right here is you can see the active listings were 241 compared to last year, which was 180. So that actually means those homes are sitting on the market. Now, you can see here, it says average days on market, 22, and purely that's if the house is priced appropriately and, in my opinion, aggressively. What does aggressively actually mean, Carrie? The sellers are realistic with their expectations. Those COVID prices, we actually take them out of the equation right now. So if you look at a graph, you'll be able to see the spike in 2021 and 2022, you start seeing it come down. What's new compared to 2019 and the beginning of 2020 is that we now have inflation. People are not buying or being able to qualify for those larger homes. So just to put into perspective for you, every $27,000 annually that you make qualifies you for about a $100,000 mortgage. Just super rough. So if you were to afford the average house price right now in the city of Peterborough for October, you roughly have to be making $145,000 to $148,000 per annual income. So the problem is that the average household income in Peterborough is around $100,000. How are we going to qualify for this type of mortgage? Which means that if it's not priced aggressively or appropriately, it is going to sit. Today I was on our real estate board and I was having a look at new listings. There was 22 new listings and there was actually 18 price reductions on homes as well. So if that's giving you any sense of what's happening in the city of Peterborough, things are not being priced appropriately and they're sitting longer on the market, or we're not getting viewings on homes. So another important number to look at here is the average sale price year over year. If you can see here, if you bought last year and you tried to sell this year, you are going to be losing money on your home. The numbers don't lie. Don't hate the real estate agents when we come in to evaluate your home. Our job is to sell your home, get you the best possible price, but also for it to be realistic. Even though my marketing is fantastic, there's only so much magic I can pull out of a hat. Another important stat to look at, we can see months of inventory as of October 2023 and October 2022. One thing here that is very important to note, last year you can see it says 1.6. That means months of inventory. If you look in October 2023, so previous month, it was 3 months of inventory. So if you are a buyer in this market and you can qualify, it's looking positive for you. The list price versus sale price ratio, you can see it is pretty similar to last year. That just means that our house is going over asking, not always. 98% are not. 97.9% October 2022, they were not as well. So that's not that big of a difference. So here is a quick screenshot of the micro markets in the area. Let's have a look. I'm going to pop them up on your screen. What's important to note here in the Kortha Lakes, it's in the name Kortha Lakes, so there is a lot of secondary home, vacation homes. Historically, it shows that anyone who has a secondary home or vacation property, they are the first ones to get offloaded when we are in a recession or inflation and times are hard. So there's been no decrease in price because it actually went up. It's a $671,000 average price. And last year it was $613,000. The sales are 75, last year was 77. But one important factor to note here is, again, the active listings. So there is so much inventory right now sitting in the Kortha Lakes. Again, probably because they're secondary homes. So if you're looking for a cottage property, a secondary property, an investment, Airbnb, and you want something that's on the water, I highly recommend the next 6 months, while the interest rates are still a little bit high, scoop in there and hopefully, fingers crossed, you can snag yourself a really good deal on a property. All right, before we get on to this last slide, if you have any question regarding those numbers that I just showed you, feel free to email me, call me, text me, or put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts of what you think we're going to see in the next 6 months in the housing markets. Housing market. Okay, this slide right here is actually Peterborough County as a whole. So all of those previous slides or all of those previous cities, these are all wrapped into one right here, which is Peterborough County. Super surprising here. As you can see, there was sales 118, average price 685, active listings 534. Now let's look at the previous year. So one thing that's important to know, you can see there is 79 sales. The average sale price was $722,000. Active listings were 254. So we had a lot less inventory at this time last year. But what's super important is you can see here the number of sales to this compared year over year has actually went up. So I don't know if you guys remember, but March of 2022 last year is when the Bank of Canada did their very first interest rate hike. Things were pretty good in the spring market, right around until the end